pit blade works.
Hey, what is up, you guys? It's Silver Fang, and today I'm back with another one. So this is part 2 of my most recent video, which was Achilles Explained. This is part 2, so this video is gonna go over like I think he said he had 5 noble phantasms. So this is gonna go over the 5 noble phantasms that Achilles has. So I'm really excited about this because, as I said in my previous video, so from Fate Apocrypha, this guy is my favorite servant. My favorite. So I definitely curious. He did say that he had a noble phantasm that was really OP, so I'm curious to know what it is. Before we get started, I do apologize if you hear like some background noise. So as I've said in a few of my videos, like as you can see, I'm not in my normal recording set where I'm usually at. So this is actually my living room. So my family's gonna be here, like just staying here for a couple of days. So if you hear any background noise, I apologize for that. So with that being said, so let's get started with the video. So Achilles, I'm really curious about all his powers. We did get to see some of them, like his chariot, his lance. I don't know if his kind of immortality is considered to be a noble phantasm, but yeah, we know that he has that. So but there's a couple, as he mentioned in as Annie News mentioned in the last video, that we don't know about yet, and I'm curious to see what it is. So without further ado, let's just go right into the video. Hey, and you guys need to stay until the end, because if I go by my previous power analysis, like I'm gonna have a lot to say at the end, especially about this guy who is one of my favorite not one of my favorite. He is my favorite servant from Apocrypha, and overall one of my favorite servants. So I think he's definitely top 5. So yeah, so stay tuned, see the video to the end if you want to hear my opinion on what this is about. So ready, set, let's just go.
See, part 2, here as promised. I would have liked to include this together with the last video, but there's a few things that I wanted to touch on more in relation to Achilles' abilities and his role in the show. Okay. So let's talk about what he can do. This first skill is more of a natural trait. Because he had inhuman speed during the Trojan War, he's widely considered the fastest servant out of all the ones in Fate Apocrypha, both with and without his chariot.
He is a rider, so
he also has a skill called Affections of the Goddess, which stems from the love of his mother. It essentially makes him slightly more powerful. Then his first noble phantasm is his chariot, called Troy's Tragedy, Tempestuous Immortal Chariot. It's a mount that can fly and is pulled by 3 horses, 2 of which I mentioned as being divine since they were gifts from Poseidon. In the legend, they're supposed to be immortal, but when summoned as noble phantasms, they're only as strong as another servant, which is still pretty tough regardless.
Yeah, I mean,
the longer that he rides his chariot, the faster it goes, and the amount of damage he can do while in the chariot is proportional to that increase in speed.
Oh, that's
If
dope.
his master wasn't Shiro, though, the amount of mana required to even let the chariot reach max speed would be equivalent to that of summoning a whole nother servant. Next up would be his spear, called the Meteor Spear, spear tip of the star-traversing skies. This spear was also a gift, but not from a god, it was from Chiron himself. Chiron gave this to Peleus, who then gave it to Achilles. At its core, it's just a melee weapon, simply for thrusting and piercing. It also has the magical ability called Dual Field, which, as we saw in the later episodes, creates a fair battleground for a proper one-on-one fight.
Oh yeah.
It's an interesting ability that was created so that when Hector fought Achilles, it would be fair, since it would remove Achilles' invulnerability. There's no interference of time, outsiders, or even gods. It's sort of similar to a reality marble, because it creates a separate dimension that only disappears when a victor is determined. In order for the field to be created, though, the opposing servant has to agree to the terms of the duel. Also, the field cannot be used on someone that is weaker than him or female, because those are the types of people that Achilles vowed to never fight seriously in a one-on-one. The spear also has the unique attribute to make any damage caused by it permanent, similar to that of the Lancer's spear from Fate Zero. As long as the spear exists, the wound caused by it cannot be healed. Although, in order to even activate any of these abilities, Achilles has to give up access to his chariot, which may be why we didn't see him use it often in the show. His next noble phantasm is called Heroism's Eternal Man, Amaranth of the Brave, which is his gift of immortality. This is actually stupidly overpowered. This skill allows him to be immune to all attacks from anything and everything as long as they're not divine. Basically, if you aren't related to the gods in any way, or don't have possession of a weapon created by a god, then you literally can't hurt Achilles. Both Saber's noble phantasms, absolutely useless on this guy. It doesn't matter how much power you have, you need some sort of divinity to be able to even challenge Achilles.
Wow.
This is interesting though, because it's said that it would be absolutely impossible for the Black Faction to win the war if Chiron wasn't on their team, since he's the only one that possesses any sort of divinity trait. That's probably why we really got to see him fight against anyone other than Chiron. From what I can remember, the only time he fought someone else was in episode 4 when he fought Berserker and Saber. But even then, he wasn't even trying because he knew that they couldn't do anything. There are two other weaknesses to this though. This invincibility doesn't apply to acts that display friendship. So, for example, when Vlad became a vampire and he attacked Ryder, his attack was not meant to kill, but instead to turn him into a fellow vampire. Therefore, Ryder's invincibility wouldn't save him from it. And then of course there's his heal, which once struck, negates the blessing and makes Achilles susceptible to regular attacks. Alright, don't worry, we're getting close to the noble phantasm that I'm sure you're all here for. But he still has one more before that, and it's called Runner Comet, Comet form. It's the embodiment of his speed. Once Achilles dismounts from his chariot, Runner Comet takes effect, and he becomes the fastest person on the battlefield.
Oh, that's crazy.
It's considered to just be instantaneous movement. He might as well just be teleporting. But just like all noble phantasms, it isn't perfect. It requires him to have his heel exposed. But honestly, that doesn't even really matter because no other servant can even keep up with that speed.
Pretty much,
and
if he's the
finally,
fastest
here we
one.
are, the Achilles Cosmos, the miniature world enclosed by the azure sky. The shield of Achilles made by the god of blacksmiths himself, Hephaestus.
Oh yeah.
This is a unique bounded field type noble phantasm that goes beyond simply making a piece of land through magic. This shield summons an entire world, the world that Achilles lived and grew up in. If you find yourself up against this shield, then congratulations, you've made Achilles go all out. But then again, you've also probably already lost, because you basically got to destroy the world. So unless you've got an anti-world noble phantasm hidden somewhere, then there's no way that you're getting out of this barrier. And it's an absolute damn shame that the person that uses this ridiculous noble phantasm is Astolfo. Achilles is the only one who's capable of using this shield for offense, but it's quite easy to use on defense. And normally, noble phantasms can only be used by the servant that possesses it. But if a noble phantasm requires little skill and power to invoke its true name, then it can be temporarily given to another willing servant. For Astolfo and Achilles though, their legends also played a role in allowing for this transaction to occur. It helped that Achilles was known for giving his powers to others, and that Astolfo was known for receiving them, since a lot of his noble phantasms were inherited. It's another one of those things where their lore ties into the role of the show.
That makes sense.
But yeah, that's how the shield was able to stop Karna's nuke. Vasavi Shakti is only an anti-army and anti-divinity noble phantasm, so it's not quite enough to defeat the Achilles Cosmos.
Gotcha.
Seriously though, the more that you read up on the Red Faction, the more you realize how absolutely stacked they are in comparison to the Black Faction. Just have one of the other servants take care of Chiron, and then bam, you have an invincible demigod on your team that takes no damage. It's just so much missed potential for so many of the servants. There's a comment from yesterday's video that I really liked from Jury Doll, and he said that Achilles was so OP that the writer didn't even know what to do with him. And honestly, I think that sums up pretty well how I feel about it. Although I will give the writers credit for finding servants whose legends mesh so well with other servants' legends. That's one of the things that I love about the Fate series, the way that the real world legends mold and affect the outcomes of everything else. Anyway, other than those noble phantasms, Achilles also has battle continuation, which allows him to fight for an extended period of time after his weak point has been hit. Obviously, paying homage to how he still fought off Trojan soldiers after getting his heel shot by Paris. Then he has a bravery skill which prevents mental interference attacks, probably similar to Shakespeare's. And that's pretty much Achilles. Super fast, super skilled, invincible, and if all those fail, he'll just throw a planet at your face and see how you handle that. So thanks for coming back for part 2, and don't forget to vote in the community poll to choose which servant I cover in the next episode. Also, I saw that you guys like the Piera reference. You already know that I'm a pretty big fan of the series, so I'm gonna try to get out a special video dedicated to Ruby next weekend. Hopefully you guys will tune in for that one as well. But as always, thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this type of anime content, then you already know what to do. So until next time, ciao.
All right, all right. Let me get in the center right here real quick. Okay. Wow, this guy is way more powerful than I originally gave him credit for, and way more powerful than they actually showed in the actual story. So let's say that after the red faction found out that, I don't know, they found out all the servants' identity from the black faction, right? So we have Achilles, who, as he pretty much said, cannot be affected by any attacks, and the only way to defeat him is if you have knowledge of his weakness, which is his heel. Now, that being said, Achilles is pretty famous, and you would think, because this is the thing, like, his invulnerability isn't as powerful as others give him credit for, because his weakness is so famous that anybody in the world has heard the phrase Achilles heel, right? So anybody could probably figure out, maybe not the servants, but other masters should know Achilles' weakness, right? But what makes him so powerful is not just his invulnerability, it's all his skills together, right? So this guy is invulnerable, right? And he only has one weakness, which is his heel, which is pretty much untouchable, since when he's off his chariot, he becomes the fastest guy, or the fastest warrior on the field. What does this mean? This means that for either this guy to be beaten, he needs to either, one, be outnumbered, or ridiculously caught off guard, right? But that's also, the outnumbered part is almost also impossible, because if he feels that he's outnumbered, he can just use his other noble phantasm to create a world of a one-on-one fight, right? And which pretty much removes all the abilities of the other servants, or at least the other servant that he's fighting, and the outside world from that area is like removed, or the time is stopped. It's like he's in a reality marble, but not really. So if he feels he's outnumbered, he can just use that and take the servants one-on-one. And if he's the most skilled warrior, he will probably win. So like he can cover pretty much he has a way to cover all of his weaknesses pretty much. So let's go at it in order, right? So Achilles is fighting somebody, right? That someone, unless is a god or has any weapon or relationship to a god, can't harm him, except by hitting his heel, right? Which is pretty much impossible to do, because again, Achilles will always be faster than the other person in the battlefield. So that other warrior or that other servant needs to find some way to hit that heel, which is almost impossible, again, because Achilles is faster than everybody else. But let's say that servant is losing, somebody comes in to help him. Now it's a 2-on-1 fight, which Achilles is like, okay, now this guy that pressured me too much, they're going for my heel, I can't defend myself. Now he just activates his other noble phantasm. Now he gets to take the guy that he was already beaten. He can now take him one-on-one and finish him off. You see how crazy that is? And this guy has battle continuation, which means he will fight you full power no matter how much damage you inflict. That is crazy. That is insane. It's like he has a lot of weaknesses, but it's like he has none at the same time. And then if you can somehow get through all that, his other freaking noble phantasm just pretty much summons a world. He throws a world at you. So to beat him, you pretty much gonna have to destroy the whole world. Not a lot of servants have that kind of power. That's why they had to use him so... They had to be so controlling with Achilles. Like in the series, they didn't give him that much screen time. They didn't give him that much shine, because if they put him in too many situations, most of the times, 9 times out of 10, he will always win. And that's why I feel probably they didn't give him as much screen time as he deserved. Right? So this guy's strong. This guy's strong. And I think Strange Fake is doing something of that nature, where like all the most powerful servants are being summoned and they can just go all out. That's dope. I mean, technically, most of the other servants are gods or has some type of god-like weapon. So I don't know how well Achilles will fare against all those top tier servants like Gilgamesh, Archer, Heracles, Enkidu. I don't know how well he will fare against them. But again, this guy pretty much has a way to cover most of his weaknesses. If his weakness of being divine is exposed, he can just activate his noble phantasm and fight you fairly as a human one-on-one. Now, the only way to get through that would be if you're actually a better warrior, a better fighter than he is. Which, I don't know, but probably Heracles would be able to get through that. Probably beat Achilles one-on-one in a fair fight. No noble phantasms, no nothing, just one. Probably Heracles. I don't think Gilgamesh could do it. I don't think he could do it. No noble phantasms, just fighting one-on-one. I don't know about that. Gilgamesh could probably destroy the world. His shield, I forgot the name of it, but he could probably get to that. But beating Achilles one-on-one, because it's like this guy can put you in the situation that's most favorable for him to win. If he feels like he's uncomfortable in a certain situation, so he could just switch to another one. And that versatility would most of the times cause him to win a fight. And again, I haven't seen him in any other series. I don't know if he's in any other series. And I'm taking away all plot armor that a certain character might have, and just going based on his skills and what they say they do, right? So this guy can pretty much put you in a situation where the odds are always in his favor. If you're too strong, like physically strong, then he's faster than you. He has a chariot who can reach pretty much incredible speeds. And if your durability is too much, that chariot can pretty much gain speeds where his attack power can become, I don't know how powerful his most powerful chariot attack is, but what said was that the longer he rides it, the most powerful the damage that he inflicts with it is. So he can potentially, and he didn't mention any limits, so he could potentially have an attack that can defeat most likely anyone. Maybe, I'm not sure, because in the video he didn't mention any limits. If they are, you guys can let me know in the comment section below. So this guy is powerful, man. He has obvious weaknesses, but also pretty obvious counters to those weaknesses. So this guy's strong. This guy's strong. And as I said before, I would love to see a series where like the most powerful servants just get summoned and freaking go all out. No plot armor, no nothing. Like, just go. That would be awesome. Something like some sort of like servant tournament or something. But because the thing is, like, the thing about Grail Wars is that not the most powerful servant doesn't always win. What do I mean by this is that the masters play a big role into the actual war, and their decisions most of the times can lead a weak servant to win or a powerful servant to lose. For example, I'll give you an example. In Fate Zero, I'm pretty sure that Gilgamesh could just freaking go and one-shot everybody. Every servant, just one-shot everyone and win. But because his master was a little cowardly and wouldn't allow him to fight, then Gilgamesh ended up losing that Grail War. He came in second place, which is still pretty good, but it's not winning. And let's say Ishkandar, he would have had no problem facing Gilgamesh, and he would have lost. Saber would again have no problem facing Gilgamesh, and she would have lost. Who else? Assassin. Yeah, not beating Gilgamesh, no. So again, Berserker, I'm pretty sure Gilgamesh could have taken him. He would have lost. So I want like a type of arc or season where like just like, and I know this is really shonen of me, like this is really shonen-esque type of opinion, but it'll be awesome to just have like servants there, most powerful servants, and have them go all out, one-on-one, fighting each other, like in a tournament style bracket. That'll be awesome. And I know that's really shonen of me, but it's awesome because most of the times these servants, we don't get to see what they're really capable of. We can't really see what they can do because of a lot of different reasons, either master's decisions or plot armor to a certain character, or just like the writers not wanting to show us everything a servant has got, you know. So that'll be really nice to see. That'll be awesome to see. I'm getting some ideas here. So, but that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I love this video, man. Like, Achilles, man, great servant. I like him even more now. So, damn, man, damn. Next time, I think I'll be doing Mordred. So stay tuned for that. If you guys want to see Karna, 300 subs, like 300, subscribe. I'll do Karna. That video will drop as soon as I hit 300 subscribers. I promise you. So 300 subs. You want to see Karna? He's coming. He's coming. Give me 300 subs. It'll drop immediately. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. Please, in the comment section, let me know if I misunderstood something, if there's something that I missed, if there's something I don't know. You guys are great at doing that, because honestly, the purpose of me doing these videos is not, it's for me to learn about Fate, because I want to learn as much as I possibly can about this series. Honestly, I think I know way more than I should for someone that has only been watching Fate for like 2 months, or that I got into Fate 2 months ago. So the purpose of this video is not for me to create controversy or anything like that. It's for me to learn about Fate. So if you guys know something that I don't, leave them in the comment section below. I love to read. Like, some of you guys send me paragraphs upon paragraphs, and I love to read those, because 9 times out of 10 they're really informative. And you guys, the guys have been with Fate for years and years, you guys know way more than I do about this. So yes, if I miss something, if you guys know something that I don't, let me know in the comment section below. Also, I want you guys to tell me in the comment section, how well do you think this guy would do against the top tier servants, the most powerful servants, the Heracles, the Gilgameshes, the Enkidus? Like, let me know in the comment section below how well you think this guy would do. And it's pretty easy. Tell me how many times out of 10 it. Okay, I'm gonna give you an example. Just you write on the comment Gilgamesh defeats Achilles 9 times out of 10, or Achilles defeats Gilgamesh 1 time out of 10, 2 times out of 10, etc. Enkidu defeats let me know. It's simple, because I'm curious for you guys to tell me, because as I said before, like, this guy can cover, he has a way to cover pretty much all of his weaknesses. So I want you guys to tell me in your opinion, and try to make it as objective as possible, because I know some people, and some people don't even do it on purpose, but some people have favoritism for certain servants. So try to be as objective as you can with everything that we saw here, and tell me how many times, how well you think this guy will do against the top tier servants. I'm really curious, because I can say right now I will really have to think about it a little bit more. But this guy, I think this guy could pretty much handle himself. I'm not saying that he could beat any of the top tiers, but I'm saying, like, in a fight, he could probably handle himself pretty well against most people, just because his versatility and how he can cover most of his weaknesses. So that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. If you like these videos, again, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, comment in the comment section below everything that I told you about. And as I always say, see you guys in the next one, and have an awesome day.